wrote this little poem. To all my beloved, you are running towards the tomb with me. We all used to lay our heads on hard stones, now we all rest in his grace. The cornerstone of the world gave up his life, so that we may be built up. The Son of Man let go of his life, so also will I learn to let go. I remember sitting across the table, getting ready to make the most spirit-led decision of my life. Like the pillar of cloud that led the Israelites out of Egypt, I was ready to leave behind singleness and pursue what the Lord had in the milk and honey, where the flow would come from the river of life, where the sweetness would come from the slow, patient bites. I was ready to let God show me how to love. This was the October and autumn that I knew. But now it's hard to look back and all I see is the fall. But just as Adam and Eve would lose much, God made me a promise way before the 11th of that October. The Lord called me to let go a long time ago, July 2022, Camp Fusion. Well, with a different heartbreak of flesh. Before I could even know why he went into the tomb, before I could even think of running to where his body would no longer lay, I had shame issues. I had a tomb of my own that I could not rise out of. But then like a strike of a wide drum, what I heard from afar was a louder grace, pressing closer to the thick walls of my grave to listen. Could it be darkness inviting more friends back? Could it be the silence trying to slither its way into the cold cracks? I pressed in. Was it the eerie cold coming to move back in? Was it the shame that would pry its way back into my heart as I pushed closer? Was it the knock of death ready to knock me out for good? Was it the pleasures of this world ready to relieve me with more videos, images, bodies, decay, hurt, hatred, rage, pain, vengeance, death? Come out! I never heard this voice before. Come out, I said. Before I was invited to feel at home in this empty cave, all I knew was to follow what the world did, because they never seemed as empty as their own caves seemed. What could it be? Was the word said to tempt me? Was the shout to condemn me of why I chose to lay waste here? How could it be? Could someone really move from the loudness of the world to speak to my quiet death? No one would visit me unless to make themselves death like me. Why would it be? Was it to gloat and shame me even deeper? Was it to give me another false hope that would make me toss up more dirt in this empty hole? This one voice saying 2 words was too much for my infinite condemnation, infinite idolatry, guilt, grief, hunger, poverty, more decay, more hurt, more hate, more death. Who could it come out? Again, the shots rang like a pistol meeting eardrums, like a bolt of lightning meeting a machine gun, like a hopeless heart wanting to hear some, like a broken child to his father waiting to hear love. My ears ringing still from the first one, wondering where do these foreign words come from? Moria, come out! That's the autumn I knew, where falling wouldn't be defined by what I've done, but how the gift of the voice speaking would fall from heaven to give it to me personally. He knew me by name. He knew me more than I knew myself. He knew all that my eyes had seen. He knew all that my hands had done. He knew all the burden that I put on. He knew all the emptiness that I held to, yet he knew he was calling me to let go, to gouge out my lust, to cut off my pride, to take my people-pleasing off, and to let go of my old life. I would lie and say that I was a Christian, but I didn't know what the first 5 letters meant. Death, pride, worth, grave, empty, cross, saved, freed, truth, love, grace, glory, faith, Jesus, let go. He was calling me to release confession for nothing less than the gospel, to leave my robes of blood, pain, shame in an empty tomb that would keep my clothes, but it would leave it there. I was called into a new life, so I did. I let go. July 2022. Now in October 11th of 2024, again, sweating, crying, hurting, asking all I could see back in the mirror of 11 months was, I don't know. If God didn't call me out first, I would think my whole world just lost hope. Pain stemmed from the things we brought back into life, and we only thought to cope. From this pain, I knew Jesus was calling me again. The time is right, the season is ready. Like I called you the first, I want you to come out. I need you to let